All right. We're back again. This is Iron Bill. Hope everything's going okay with you. I'm back again on another short night. It's bound to get better soon, but for right now, I'm just going to put in these short, punchy videos, and we'll make the best of it. And tonight is a little different. I needed to do either survival or elimination to complete the interference quest. And while I'm not that interested in the pinnacles anymore, that's not necessarily a stress. I do want to see this out. I am basically a PvE guy, and the storyline has been extended. They're stretching the content to November, but the if you may recall, the DLC was supposed to drop this month originally, which means that the interference missions probably end here. This might be the last one, I guess, is what I'm wondering, and I want to make sure that I did hit it. So I did that tonight, along with a match or two of survival, I believe is what I wound up in, not elimination. And I'll just show you one of the matches that I had, and I might have been the only match I had, as a matter of fact. I don't know. Everything's a blur right now. But with that, it's kind of a short one, but yeah, let's just see how it goes. Oh, and before we go, I'm still doing top tree, void, warlock, and this time I'm running transversive steps still, Mida. I ran the Felwinters. So I talked last night on the video about how I probably ought to try the Felwinters again, and so I do have that, and I believe I ran Hammerhead. So let's just see how things go. That's the new ship I bought today. I don't know what I think about it, but I've got, I think I had 70,000 glimmer, something like that, or bright dust, excuse me. And I don't know, I like to buy ships, if they're decent looking. Now, this one's just okay, but it's different from what I have right now, so I thought, what the heck. Widow's Court. Mida should do well on this. Scout rifles in general should do okay on this. Now I see a thorn, I see a mountain, or that's probably a truth teller, not a mountaintop, and another hand cannon. So these guys could be decent. I don't know. Based on their weapons, who can say? Usually a Mida is going to get you busted up, but you know what? I'm going to take my chances with it. I really want to work on my headshots, and so I'm pulling a different angle. Get started with that guy. Now, I really did body shots there. Now, the thing I like about Mida, though, in that situation, if this guy was a really good sniper, he would have already killed me. I'm going to pull around here on the flanking move. What I like about Mida is it flinches. So if I can start getting shots on this fellow, I'm going to put the hurt on him in such a way that he won't be able to do anything about it. Now, I see him coming to the apartments. There he is. And I'm able to finish him off. Now, Green Boys did most of the work, but you know, the thing about this mode is you need to coordinate with your team and not feed the enemy kills. And there are 3 at least solid headshots there, so that basically should have been my kill if it wasn't. I'm getting comfortable with the Mida again. You know, of course, when it was meta, everyone was using it. And in D1, it was my go-to weapon. I just love this thing to death. I didn't do a ton of PvP with it, though. I did a lot of PvE, but you could just crack majors in the head. Now, watch this series right here. These guys should be in a place where they'd be taking me out, and better players would have. But I got the sense after a bit that they just weren't going to be able to pull that shot off. Now, my teammates have taken off, and I decide, hey, better check out what they're looking at. Turns out I probably should have held my line because they were trying to get angles while I was pinning these guys down. And look. And again, a better sniper would have killed me 3 or 4 times over. But, you know, they weren't better snipers, so I didn't have anything to fear to stand out there in the open as long as I was landing the headshots on them, which I was. And here comes a melee. I tried to switch to Felwinters, which is what I should have done there, and I could have killed him much easier, but you know, basically stood there and took it. If he'd had a shotgun out and fired on me, that would have been all. They're not going for the heavy. I'm going for it. Basically, we're rolling over them at this point. My teammates have them pinned to the back. I'm coming around the other side, so there's no egress. Yeah, we are good to go. That's 2. You know, my clips start stuttering now. You know, part way through. I don't know why they're doing that. I don't get it because I don't see it. That's not what I see on my end. So far on this new computer, and this has been a problem with the new computer, there are things about it that make me unhappy. All right, now I should have flipped to the Mida or stopped floating. But basically I made myself a piñata, and of course he finished me off. Good for him. May have to lower my resolution a little bit if I'm going to film. I hate to do it because I really love the high res, but you know, a little lower resolution for smoother play will be worth it. Okay, so he put a grenade on me. I don't want to put myself in a situation. See, I'm not really that worried that he's a great shot, but if I stand in that grenade, it'll pull my shield and he can clean me up. And that we don't want. Okay, they're behind us now. I think I sense that, but I also see the heavy and figure I'm going to get the heavy. Then I'm going to whip back here and see if I can put it on him. I'm going to jump up just in case he decides to charge me. He doesn't. I can see that the player's across in the apartments. And so I'm going to cross over. I know he's up there. He's going to be on top. And sure enough, there he is. So I'm going to put a grenade up there just to make him back off. Come over the other side because that's where he's going to have to go. And that's where I get him. He really just didn't have anywhere to go. We had him pinched. Once it got down to 1 player, then of course you want to press. All right. When we're on the apartment side or in the plaza, of course most people start up here. There's one who's moving to our left. He's going to jump over this wall. Good players, I've seen them come over the wall and get a good jump snipe on you like that. And again, you know, you get a sense after a minute that there's really just nothing to be afraid of. I was going to pursue that guy, but he had a teammate back there behind him, so I thought, nope, I'm going to back up. Pull him to my teammate, who shoulder charges them. And basically, you know, in this match, I'm not doing anything magical. I'm not being a great player or anything like that. I'm not doing anything incredibly stupid given the talent of the players that we're facing. But, yeah. And that's Felwinters. That's why Felwinters. That distance there. Okay, now I'm pulling somebody. I'm going to whip around. Don't think I quite had a grenade yet. That's what I was waiting on. He's got Thorn. He's poisoned me. I'm going to back up a little bit. There's no reason to push. We've got a life advantage. And I think, okay, they pull the heavy. He did get, but he's got a sword. And I didn't notice that at the time, so I thought, you know, I didn't look to see what he had. He may have a rocket. I'm just going to back up and not give him a kill because as long as we have life advantage, you know, really all we have to do is play the timeout if nothing else. There he is. I'm getting some heat on him. My teammates close on him. He's pinched from both sides. There's nowhere to go. Now, I didn't do anything particularly wonderful there, but I didn't do anything particularly stupid either. I mean, again, with better players, when they were head glitching down by the church, if a good player will snap you the second you step around there, they'll predict where you're going to be, and especially if they were like me and I wasn't moving around that much. They'll nail you for that, make you pay for it, but they didn't. And that's when I made the judgment call to just stay in there and just keep laying fire down that lane and keep them from taking those snipes. And then my teammates were able to move around. So that was just reading the room. If I'd been popped a time or two trying that, I wouldn't even walk into that open area again. I would make them come to me with that sniper. Or I would charge them with a Felwinters. So, play-wise, that went okay. Obviously, we blew through them. This was a mismatch, though. I mean, look at this. This is disgusting. A 10-0 versus these guys. Now, yeah, it's true. My teammates were more aggressive, but and that's why they got more kills. But still, I mean, these poor guys. You know, and I've been on the receiving end like this, and you know, I don't enjoy this from that level. I wish, and this is skill-based matchmaking. That's the thing. You know. I can't complain about connection-based matchmaking in solo queue survival because there isn't any. You know, this is SBMM, so it could be that our players just mesh better than theirs. I don't know. I tend to doubt it when it's that lopsided. So it's just a shame that this kind of thing happens. Anyway, I'll put that aside and say it was a good way to end PvP tonight for me personally. And I'm getting better with the Mida, and I'm just going to continue to try to use that. I want to go off meta. I want to go off the 600 RPMs. I'd maybe even start trying to do hand cannons a bit more, in particular the 110s, because the hint is when the new DLC drops in November, the 110s are going to get a buff, and I think you're going to see a lot of them. So if you have one that you like, you might want to dust it off and start playing with it in PvE and PvP a bit, and just take what you get. All right, I'm happy that you joined me tonight. I'm glad we can spend the time together, and I look forward to tomorrow doing it again. So with that, this is Iron Bill, and I'm signing off.